Hey guys, and welcome to Pixel Cherry Ninja's channel. It's the weekend, which means only one thing. It's time for that weekly news roundup. As always, we will begin with FPGA gaming news, the MiSTer, the Analogue Pocket, and any other FPGA gaming news out there. Timestamps have been made available, so use those to navigate your way around the video. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, then a subscription and a like is super duper appreciated. If you wish to support the channel further, you can become a channel member or you can check out my Patreon. Let's not forget to check out the sponsor of the weekly news video, Zapparoo, an absolutely awesome, fun project that does heaps of stuff with NFC. You can launch a lot via NFC. So yeah, definitely check out Zapparoo. And finally guys, don't forget to check out London's best arcade, Free Play City. Let's talk about the SuperStation One. What's really cool is many of you guys are getting in touch with me, whether it's Discord, DMs, or open in chat, or whether it's on YouTube in the comment section saying that you have received your SuperStation One. For the most part, people have received the transparent blue model, but some people are beginning to get their black unit. And we'll have a look at pictures from one user called, I think it's called Mortal Angel, from over on Taki Udon's Discord server. They were kind enough to share pictures on the server, and guess what? I nabbed them so I can share them with you guys. But what's really cool over here, the black one does look good. I think we shared this image last week, but let's have a look at an image we did not have a look at last week, which is this one here, the Super Dock in clear blue. Now I really like the clear blue color. I've made it clear out of the three colors. That's my favorite. That's a Super Dock, and there you go. You've got the connector down here where you put your SuperStation One on top. It will connect and the Super Dock will be functional. Looking at the next picture, you can see the front of the Super Dock with 4 USB-A ports. Again, looking really, really cool. But yeah, Mortal Angel out here. Look at this. He shared a whole bunch of pictures of his SuperStation One in black that he's received. I did a dedicated video going through these in a bit more detail, and we went through that yesterday. But today I'll just flick through them. He's opened it. There's the PCB. There you go, an empty shell there. Next, other stuff for scaling. Oh, okay, this is really, really cool over here. I do like this wallpaper that has come, could you call it a theme or wallpaper? SuperStation One looks really nice, looks really, really minimal, and it's nice that it's shipped with that, gives it a console-like experience. Then we've got this with a Brook adapter plugged in, which I think lets you plug in different controllers. If I'm not mistaken, a couple of, or a memory card pro and an 8-bit dongle that lets you connect different PlayStation controllers. I've actually got the dongle on the right. It's really, really cool. I use it with a PlayStation 2. And again, just more pictures here. Some reflection you can see in the images over here. I think that's just the light there. It's a little bit of a glare there. Right, okay, let's have a look. That's the bottom. You can see the cover there. Remove that to stick it on the Super Dock. All the different ins and outs on the side. The covers looking really, really cool. I think I might just close the tab there. Again, looking really, really nice. We've kind of seen this on the blue. Now we're seeing it in black, but yeah, good stuff from Taki. I like that he's sending it out to customers. Send some out to the press, Taki. I need to get one so I can start doing more videos and live streams. But that's it for SuperStation One. It is getting out there. Yeah, looking really, really good. Can't wait to get mine. We're all talking SuperStation One, but hey, who remembers the MiSTer Pi? I'm sure you guys haven't forgotten it. But Seth Tiger over here says, will the MiSTer Pi ever see a rerun, right? Because hey, I get it, not everyone wants a SuperStation One. Some people just want that MiSTer Pi. Right, I've got a MiSTer Pi, fantastic little device. Takulan says, yes, it's just not a priority right now. We have stock that we add to the store when we have shipment gaps with S5 and SS1. So hopefully there will be some MiSTer Pi's in the future for anyone that's looking out for one. I'd recommend just checking the store just in case you do get some popping up randomly. But yeah, you know, MiSTer Pi isn't discontinued. There will be some in the future. I guess once this rush of the SuperStation One calms down a bit, maybe Taki and team can move over to the SuperStation One. So let's talk about some JT stuff, because we did get a JT Friday, but it is a service update. So a lot of maintenance, a lot of improvements, and that's really, really important because there's a lot of games out there. Jotego and his team maintain them, and it's nice to see the updates that they give. So even though we're going to use some Street Fighter 3 footage for this, because hey, there is some CPS3 chatter in the latest Patreon post, but let's go over everything that Jotego and his team have mentioned. So Outrun had a long-standing PCM sound issue where some instruments played incorrectly or cut off early, or fail to play at all. These audio problems have now been fully identified and fixed, restoring correct sound playback. CPS2 is something that's been discussed quite a bit, especially by figureheads in the fighting game community, finding some issues with it that the common user, the normal user, won't. But Jotego and his team have gone to address them. So some CPS2 games had broken raster effects, causing visual glitches. When the game changed graphics mid-screen, 2 underlying bugs were found and fixed. The raster effects now work correctly in all situations. Then let's move on to Ghost and Goblins. The missing top horizontal line on sprite affects Ghost and Goblins and a few other Capcom games. The sprite rendering issue has now been fixed. So when it comes down to low volume, Rolling Thunder, you know that game side scroller, yeah, fight these weird dudes with bags on their heads. Well, Rolling Thunder as well as Kageki were noticeably quieter than other cores. Their audio levels have been increased, improving volume without introducing any type of distortion. So what it is, Jotego and his team, they like to have their cores around the same level if possible, so that way when you're swapping between cores, you're not getting a really low one, then you're not getting blasted with a really loud one. Then next up, they've done some screen orientation fixes. So several games were rotated differently compared to MAME's default orientation. These have been corrected through users, though users on analog displays may need to adjust flip settings. So guys, games, some of the games, or at least one of the games mentioned there, is 1942. So moving on to the next one, X-Men screen ratio. After removing black borders, X-Men still used an incorrect aspect ratio, making the image look too wide. The aspect ratio has now been corrected. What we're moving on to now is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 Turtles in Time, or known as TIT. Anyway, alternative versions of TMNT2 were stored in the wrong location. These files have now been moved into the correct Turtles in Time folder. So there you go, just little fixes there. Right, hopefully I'm not going to butcher this next name. Neketsu Koha Kunyo-kun. The Japanese version of Renegade stopped booting after changes to the 6502 CPU core. The CPU logic was adjusted and the game now boots and runs correctly again. So moving on to the NEO-GEO Pocket, or the NEO-GEO Pocket Color. Game saving is not fully working yet and is still under active development. This feature is taking significant time to implement and is ongoing. So this is what Jotego and his team are trying to tackle. They want to get NEO-GEO Pocket, NEO-GEO Pocket Color working like a console core with saving, because you don't want to play a game Biomotor Unitron, Capcom, or SNK versus Capcom Card Fighters without the ability to save. I'm really hoping they get that sorted soon. They're very talented, and hopefully one day the penny drops and it gets resolved and we all get my precious, as some people call it. So CPS3, Jotego does mention CPS3 in the latest post, and he says CPS3 has higher memory requirements that are not fully solved. Different solutions are being explored, including the possibility of a dedicated memory module, but it's still early days. So it looks like there's a heap of work to do with CPS3. It's definitely the core I'm most looking forward to, but it looks like the problems the team are facing, they are looking for different and alternative solutions and innovative solutions. So really looking forward to that. Can't wait for whatever release comes from Jotego next, whether it's the NEO-GEO Pocket while saving. I'm looking forward to Caliber 50, no mention of that, but CPS3 was mentioned, and that is my biggest want. So this is interesting. I watched Lou's Retro Sources video earlier. Definitely check out Lou's channel. I'm pretty sure most of you guys know about it, but if you haven't, check out Lou's Retro Source, amazing channel. So when I was watching his video like a proper fanboy, I saw this come on there. So GameLord Fantasy Retro Console. So it's a retro console that never existed and is being created as a fantasy console as a MiSTerFPGA core. Sounds very interesting. So Moon over here says, hi all, I am working on a new original architecture game console core, CPU 32-bit RISC-V, sound dual MOS technology, SID 6581, custom FM core graphics, custom tile and sprite accelerator, mostly based on the Sega Mega Drive Yamaha YM7101 spec. So sounds really good. Everything is juiced up, so more colors, more sprites, 640 by 480 resolution. This sounds really interesting, but I guess it depends if people want to develop for this platform, what games we'll get for this, what software we'll get for it. So really interesting. And yeah, once again, Lou, thanks for bringing this to my attention. among many things that the MiSTerFPGA offers, it's the amount of cores that we got, and not all of them are game cores. At least I don't think this is a game. I don't know much about this, but you can see from the title down there, MiSTerFPGA Core Bubble Universe, and it just looks really, really cool. It almost looks like you're tripping or something, right? But a good trip, not a bad trip. Seeing like, what's those little shooting games that you get? Super Stardust, was it? Or Geometry Wars? I can't remember what they're called, right? But really, really cool look. I really wish if I had time to try this. I wanted to try this during the week, but hey, you know what? I had limited time after work and I had different videos to do, and I had to mingle with the family. But this does look really, really cool. What does it say in the description? Okay, this is my version of Bubble Universe implemented as a Verilog FPGA core for the MiSTerFPGA platform, and you can see it demonstrated on the Hervieux MiSTer Multi-System 2. The project's also got a GitHub page where you can go and download it. But if you have checked this out, let me know. If you've just seen this video and you're like, wow, I want to get this on my MiSTer, I just want to play it while I'm chilling out in the background, then let me know. Let me know what you think about this, because I haven't tried it yet and I'm definitely interested in your thoughts. In this section of the video, we talk about unstable nightlies and test builds that have been made available for the MiSTerFPGA in the last week. I just want to point out that the footage that you're seeing on screen, it's just there for eye candy. This isn't a shader that's running on the MiSTer, right? I just wanted something to look nice. But the cores that have received updates are the CDI core, the PlayStation core has received 2 updates in the last week, the Super Nintendo core, as well as the MiSTer main, which has been updated, the unstable main, with some new auto fire features. Love them or hate them, Analogue, they are very good at what they do. So what have we got here? So they have released, or these are going to release on Monday, but they have announced what they're going to release and the time they are going to go up in sale in highly limited quantities. So prototype limited editions, and here we have it, a new Analogue 3D which is based on 5 prototype Nintendo 64s that were made but were never ever released, and available February the 9th, 8 AM PST, 4 PM UK time, or 5 PM Central European time. Let's have a look at this. I gotta say, it does kind of look good. I like that frosted look about it. I mean, I've already got one. Do I want to double dip? Well, not really, but if I didn't have one, I'd strongly consider one of these highly limited ones out here. Again, looking really, really good. Price being $299.99, which seems to be the price for the limited edition one. As well as that, we've got 8-bit node controllers that match it, which are over here. You've got the different colors, 5 different colors to go and match it. And here you go, we've got all the different colors that you can see over here. So they're going to go up on sale. I know a lot of people really dislike Analogue and they say they create FOMO and like false market demand and what, but hey, it works. Whatever they release, when they release these limited edition ones, they always sell out. So, well, the last ones did anyway, the fantastic colors, and I'm pretty sure these prototype limited editions are gonna sell out as well. So there you go. If you don't have yourself an Analogue 3D yet, maybe you want to get one in this color. I've been playing the Analogue 3D and overall I am very impressed with it. The biggest shame is the Nintendo 64 just isn't one of my favorite consoles, but as far as playing N64 games go, this does a really, really good job. So guys, do you remember the Game Bub? Yeah, I'm not talking about Wolverine's Game Boy, because whenever you hear Bub or anyone hears Bub, they always mention that. The Game Bub, an open source FPGA retro emulation handheld like the title suggests. So this is something that out of the box is going to play Game Boy, Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advance, but it is open source and you can bet your bottom dollar that more cores are going to get ported over to this. It's something that looks really good. It looks very, very comfortable in its horizontal form. Well, guess what? We got an update for it. It looks really, really good. It comes with a dock as well. You can order a dock for it so you can output it to a large display, or in my case, when I get mine, I'll be recording content for you guys. Well, we have had a update. So February manufacturing update and introducing our new Discord server. So if you want to stay up to date, you can join the Discord. I've joined it. I am over there. But what's really, really cool is they've got they're building their injection mode. They're finalizing it. That should be ready soon, which means we're going to get nice 3D printed shells. But what's really good as well is where this met 288% of its target, they are now injection molding the dock as well, which means instead of getting a 3D printed one, you're going to get a nice finish. So it's going to go nice with the Game Bub. The dock is going to go nice with it. As well as that, before that, they were getting some components from China and they were doing some stuff in the USA where the developer is based. But what's really cool now is everything is being made in China. They've got a new contract and everything is together. So they're not waiting for parts coming from different locations. The parts are all in a single location, so it's easy to get that over to the developer for testing. They're also working on refining firmware or operating system 1.0. So really excited about this to see exactly what can happen. If you want to stay up to date, join their Discord. But GameBub is something I'm excited about. I do like the Analogue Pocket. The Analogue Pocket is fantastic, but it's not as comfortable as a horizontal device, right? Like, for example, out of the original Game Boy Advances or the Game Boy Advances, yes, I have an SP. I don't mind it. The micro's cool as well, but the best design for me was always the original. It was the most comfortable. Why? Because it was horizontal and it felt natural in the hand. So really looking forward to this. If you want to get hold of one, you still can get it. You can order it. See, you view purchasing options. You won't get the first batch, which is due to be delivered in May, but you will get it at some point. So hey, we all know Tamariel, the developer that I best know for bringing lots and lots of stuff over to the Tang series of FPGAs. Well, here is their latest core. Let's have a look at this X post where they were saying 100% pass on single step test 80386, 80186 test zip and test 386.asm, which is real mode. This 386 FPGA core is coming together faster than I expected. Next, verify on real FPGA. Then the hard part begins. Protected mode. Many PM micro ops are poorly understood. Expect pain. So there you go. Let's make these pictures a little bit bigger, and I really do like the work that Tamariel does. And yeah, all the best on this latest project. I'm sure no matter how hard it gets, you will overcome these challenges. I always say one of the most talented people that I see on the internet is TZMWX. I mean, look at this. This is amazing. Guess what? This is a SEGA Saturn disguised as a CD player. And yes, it's fully functional. But what's really awesome over here is they have done a video. So, am I subscribed to this? I'm not exactly sure. Guys, yeah, press that like button on my video as well if you haven't already. I'm subscribed to it already. That's cool. That's cool. I must have watched a video earlier then as well. Someone linked this on my Discord. I think it was Dave Wongilius. Looks absolutely awesome. So let's move it down a little bit. And they've got a small screen connected to it and a little bit of Daytona. Hey, so essentially a handheld SEGA Saturn. Just looks absolutely brilliant. I mean, TZMWX, this is a person that's done a lot of work on the Saru cart. As well as that, they actually built a handheld MiSTerFPGA. So good times there, really cool there. Look, there you go, a larger screen. Just love the work that this guy does. You know, is this something that I would ever play? I'm not quite sure, but is it cool? Well, heck yes, man. Absolutely amazing. I think I saw a menu there that looked like an ODE was working, but either way, you can run your discs on there and just absolutely fantastic. I mean, what people do, the talent that we have, absolutely amazing. So we have got a Sanyo Hyper Disc player, whatever the heck it is, Hyper Digital Anti, whatever the heck, a CD player looking SEGA Saturn, amazing stuff. Keep up the great work, TZMWX. Do you have issues with your Game Boy Advance motherboard? Well, guess what? This tweet here from Red Herring might bring a smile to your face. So in collaboration with Nick from Mouse Byte Labs, OpenTendo, AGB, and open source recreation of the original Game Boy Advance motherboard is now available. And there you go, guys. The project has a GitHub if you want to check it out and you want to, well, get yourself an open source Game Boy Advance motherboard. Good stuff. Love it. This is something interesting that showed up on my timeline over on X. So CEO, I think that's how you say it, CEO, UI, user interface work in progress, may change slightly. So this is looking good, at least from what I can make out, because I remember seeing some tweets from this person before where they were saying they're working on a Consolizer, if I'm not mistaken, or at least there's going to be video output for the NEO-GEO Pocket Color. Looks interesting, nice clean user interface there. And yeah, I did actually ask NEO-GEO Pocket Consolizer, but I did not get a response. But yeah, either way, that looks interesting. Have you got your NEO-GEO Pocket colors kicking about? Do you want to turn a handheld into a console that you connect to a TV? Well, this might be something you want to keep an eye on. So guys, with that, we wrap up this week's video. I really do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, then a subscription and a like is always super duper appreciated. If you want to discuss anything, then leave me a comment down below. But I'll see you guys around. This is Pixel Cherry Ninja out.